Hello there, it's Jay here from Jay's Vintage Junk, and today, well, do you remember a couple of videos back, we had a look at this little, was it a MyPad, a little gamepad, and said it'd be quite cool to actually make something out of it. Well, I went ahead and I ordered some buttons from China and a controller to see what we can do with this little thing. And they've arrived, so I thought we'd do in this video is just basically a quick look at what we've got in the package. So these were dirt cheap from China. It was under £8 for this delivered. It took about a couple of, well, when did I do that video? I ordered them pretty much once I'd done that video, and they arrived the other day, so pretty quick postage. Let's see what we've got for our under £8. I think it was like £7.95, but it could have even been £6.95. I can't quite remember now. I'll just get rid of that packaging because it's got my address on it. So, joystick, a very generic box, slightly battered up, but I don't mind that. Let's get in it. So I've got absolutely no expectations what we've got here. I have bought joystick buttons from China before, and I've had mixed. Ooh, that's not too bad. That's somewhat better than I was expecting already, actually. Like I say, I have bought buttons in the past from China and had fairly mixed. Mixed expectations of them. Some have been okay, some have been absolutely bloody awful, but these actually don't look too bad. Let's get it all out the bag. Right, okay. So we've got our actual joystick. Does that go on there? Assume that goes on there. We've got, I mean, I've got more buttons here than I'm going to need, so I've got some buttons for other projects as well, really, because I'm only going to need like, what, 3 buttons and the actual thing to basically have all the functions of this thing. Oh, well, at least all the functions that I'm going to need anyway. I think this is the, yeah, this is the top of the joystick. I must admit, for what's it, under £8, that don't feel too bad. It's not got too much of a throw on it. It's not actually. I'm sure it's not up to your like professional arcade quality or anything like that. But for something that I just want as a bit of a curio and a bit of fun, that actually doesn't feel, that's nice. I'm going to have to do a little bit of thought about how I'm going to mount this thing with what kind of my ideas for the box and everything. I don't really want to recess that into it. I just want that shaft coming. I'll think about this. There's things I can actually no, it still work with the way I want it to work. No, I'm quite pleased with that. Let's have a look at some of these buttons. There's two. I presume I think there's 2 different sizes of buttons. So let's, yeah, there is. We've got a smaller. I mean, they don't have the nicest feel in the world, but then again, they don't have a terrible feel for what they cost. You know, they're. I think they'll certainly do. They will certainly do. Let's have a look at one of the bigger ones. They feel a bit plasticky, but for what I want to use them for, I think they will work nicely. Probably like 3 of them. I'm trying to just think of a layout. I'm going to have the controller and probably just 3 of them buttons like that, so I can get one from with each. Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah, they're not bad. So I probably won't use any of the little ones. I'll probably just use 3. I think I'll get away with 3. Oh, I need start as well. So I might use one of the small ones for start. And then 1, 2 and 3 of them. I need a reset as well, but I think that's a push to break, and these are all push to make. So I'll come with something else for the reset. That can go on the back of the machine anyway. But yeah, they're actually really quite, like I said, they are cheap. They're plasticky, but for under £8 for the entire set, with all the buttons, and that actually feels a lot better than I was expecting. It's not bad at all, and that has proper micro switches. I mean, they're a bit, how you doing a sort of a pseudo micro switch, but those are at least actually proper bona fide micro switches. I mean, they're not probably the most top quality of micro switches, but they're certainly not bad. It'll certainly do for what I want, just how I'm going to actually mount it. And that comes to my next. I'll put that all away. I'm quite pleased with them. Basically it was the cheapest one I could find, including delivery, on eBay. For a complete set like that with the controller. I mean, there were some other ones slightly more expensive that had other things with them, like a USB interface came with them and stuff like that. I don't need that for what I want to use it for, so I just literally went with the cheapest option there was, which was this. I can't say I'm not pleasantly surprised. Actually, it's not as bad as I was. It's not as bad as I was expecting for the money. In fact, it's quite good for the money. But what? Yeah, I'm quite pleased with that. What I will say though is, originally I thought I was planning on going the same route as the Highlander and a few other people have done, and using all the IKEA parts to actually make the box, like a bamboo box for the controller to house all the parts, house the buttons and the joystick and everything. But someone's given me a load of old oak planking. Basically there was a house fire around the corner from me last year, and no one was hurt or anything, but the house was quite badly damaged, and the builders have been in. It's over 200 years old, that house. And the builders have been in renovating it, and basically they've gutted it completely top to bottom, and they ripped all the flooring out. Lovely 200-year-old oak flooring planks, and as I beg, borrow and steal most things, I had a word with the builders, and they basically said, take what you want. So I've had all that wood sat in my wood store since last year, drying nicely. I actually got it for firewood for my fire, but some of it's far too good for it. And I was thinking, I wonder if I can make a box to house this joystick out of 200-year-old oak flooring salvaged from a fire-damaged house. And it might be something quite cool to make the actual enclosure out of. So that's kind of the way I'm thinking with this at the moment. I don't have particularly bad woodworking skills. I do have the equipment to do it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking at the moment for this little project. But I've got far too much on at the moment actually to really get into that. Plus, all my woodworking stuff isn't set up at the moment. But I'll have to look into actually getting some of that set up, because I do need to do some other projects that involve using like my table router and stuff like that. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for now. This video was really just to show you these little cheapy set of buttons and stick that I got, and like I said, I'm quite pleased with that for under £8 delivered. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to leave it there for now. Hope you enjoyed that little video on that update on that project. So I'll say thanks for watching and goodbye.